President. I am Pam Stevens, First Vice President, President in charge of programs. So a lot of you principals know me because I was setting up tonight's meeting. Barry is stuck doing work tonight, so I will be chairing this meeting. And we have a full agenda, lots to cover. So without further ado, I will call the Mira Mesa Scouts Honor Guard, featuring scouts from several troops, a pack of Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA. Come on up and do our flag ceremony.
Please rise for the presentation of the honors.
Scout salute.
Thank you so much. Based in Mira Mesa, Act 1209, and a troop that's based in Poway, but the scout lives here in Mira Mesa, so an honor guard for multiple troops. Thank you. Town council members, we have a very quick bit of business. The minutes from the September meeting have been posted on the website, and unless I hear any corrections, I will consider that the minutes are approved by acclamation. Any corrections, additions to the minutes? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Our next item of business is to recognize any first responders. I believe I did see someone from San Diego Police Department join us.
Hi everybody, I'm Officer Enriquez, I'm the Community Relations Officer. Some of you I recognize, I was a CRO for a while, an SRO for a little bit. Just a quick, some crime stats citywide. Crimes against persons, we're down 7%. Crimes against property, we're down 10%. And crimes against society, we're down 2%. As far as Mira Mesa goes, crimes against persons, we're down 6%. Crimes against property, we're down 6%. And crimes against society, we're down 5%. So heading in the right direction. Keep calling. The one thing that I know I spoke with someone earlier, we need to get on the Get It Done app. Does everybody know what that is? I know it could be frustrating, but keep getting the report numbers, keep getting reporting so that we know. There's a new program where CROs, we're going to go out and start looking at some of these calls that are holding for a while. if it has like multiple case numbers, we'll go out and check on it, so we'll try to speed things up. Mira Mesa Street Fair was a success. Thank you for having the SCP out there.
Yes.
Great event for everybody. The whole community showed up. It was pretty awesome. Last thing for everyone to know, there's a new scam out there. It is, they're calling, it's mostly elderly people, but there was a male that was in his 40s. But they're calling saying that there's something wrong with your Apple account or your PayPal account. Now the difference between this one is they actually give you a code. So you'll call your bank, which is actually them. They'll answer the phone, you give them that code, and then they'll say, okay, the transaction has been approved. So what they're doing is the victims are going to the bank and trying to withdraw. The highest amount so far was $27,000. We have to listen to our family members for the elderly, and we have to listen to our bank tellers. If we keep insisting we want the money, they're going to give it, they can't hold it back. So what they're doing is they're collecting the money out of the bank, they're going home, and they're actually going to their residence and picking up the cash from them. So tell your parents, grandparents, everybody to be aware of these phone calls, because so far in the last week we've had two in Mira Mesa and one in Rancho Bernardo. Bank tellers are trying their best to keep the money in the bank and let them know it's a scam, but sometimes they believe the callers, especially when they say that the bank knows what's going on. They're going to tell you that you shouldn't take your money out, and here's the way you get your money out. And like I said, they won't go into your house, but they will sit out front and they'll wait for that transaction. When you arrive, they'll give you their paying the money over. Okay, so please be aware of that. Other than that, that's all I have. Any questions?
I have a question. I hear a lot of our neighbors talk about they can't hear the helicopter and what they're saying when they're flying over, and somebody's missing or somebody.
Right.
And isn't there a way to report whatever a helicopter's saying, like Mira Mesa neighbors or next door or something, where we can go somewhere and find out what?
That's something we're working on. But other than that, if somebody hears it, they just got to get on the next door app and try to get it out there. Because I know it is hard to hear it unless you're actually trying to, and there's no noise around you. But it is kind of hard to hear it. So, I mean, we're trying to work on a more clear way to do it, but right now that's the only way. Yes?
Is there any place to report internet scams, email scams? We get several of them every day. And some of them are getting a little more convincing than they used to. They have actual people's names in them that you know.
So,
But what do we do about it?
if you call the non-emergency number, 619-531-2000, they'll refer you to the TRU unit, which is telephone reporting unit. And all it is just a telephone call. You'll call an officer on the other line, will answer, and he'll take all the information and then create a report. But that's the best way to
report?
the report goes in and gets investigated by investigators.
I'm sorry, I have one more thing. I did get hit by a scam where someone called and they said they were with Spectrum. And that not only hit me, it hit a friend of mine. They knew the last 4 digits of my bank account number. And something about, they got to like, blah, 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 you'll get a discount. And something about a Target gift card. And once they said that, I'm like,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
something's wrong with this. But they had already had the last 4 of my bank account number. They knew it. I didn't say it. And so they got in with the $2, so I went and changed my account to a new number, but then they got into the new one. It was really weird. It came through the auto pay. So I'm just throwing it out there because it hit another friend.
When something like that happens, get a report taken.
Okay. Because I just went through the bank and,
And you have to change all your numbers. Go to Social Security, they'll red flag everything. The credit bureaus, they'll red flag everything, and it'll alert you if your numbers have been run. So that's the best way to happen.
Okay, so we should, even for things like that, not just
Yes.
go to the bank and the credit card,
Yes.
but to the police as well.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's it? Okay.
Thank you. San Diego Fire Department. I will reach out. I was chatting with the fire crew that was at Street Fair, and I think I know the name and office of somebody I could get back in touch with for getting some regular reports at monthly meetings. us in about the schools. And we're going to start out with our San Diego Unified School Board member, Sabrina Basso, who's a Mira Mesa resident. And then, once the principal starts speaking, I think several of us, except for Jeff, who's taking minutes, will meld into the audience because there's going to be a slide presentation. I'll sit here while you start to jog and we'll meld on in.
Good evening, everyone. This is a great turnout. So glad you guys all came. How many of you came to the street fair on Saturday? That was amazing. Yeah.
Who was the host?
It
Was she good? The MC?
was awesome. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, and just I had heard a lot of great conversations with parents here in Mira Mesa. I think it helped that I brought my portable game for the kids to play with, and lured the kids with some little toys just to talk about how things are going with the schools, and it was a fantastic event. But here tonight, this is my favorite meeting. I love the town council. I've been involved with the town council for a long time. I am your school board representative. I think I know most of you, but just in case I don't, I'm Sabrina Basso. I live here in Mira Mesa, and both of my kids went to school in Mira Mesa, Sandburg, Challenger, and Mira Mesa High School. And they're both graduated from college now. We're moving on from that, and they're accomplishing things as young adults. But so excited to be part of this community and introduce these amazing people. We have incredible schools here in Mira Mesa. In fact, at the district level, they often ask, "What's going on in Mira Mesa? Like, how are you guys doing such good stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, we just started. We're awesome." And so tonight we're going to get a chance to hear from each of our amazing schools, all the fantastic programs they're doing. And this is just a small little amount. And again, if you ever want to go to a school, I've actually talked to some of the parents that are like, "Oh, my kid's supposed to go to Sandburg or whatever next year." But a lot of times they're like, they don't know anything about the school, and I'm like, reach out to the school, go and talk to the principal and have a conversation. So, I encourage you as well. You have students coming up. But tonight, we're going to just talk about all the amazing things that are happening at our different schools here in Mira Mesa. So I think who's going to be going first?
We've got Deidre Hardson from Jonas Salk Elementary.
I'm sorry, was I-
Yeah, right. In fact,
No,
you-
teacher,
I didn't even see that.
And,
Well, there you go, thank you.
yeah.
So, hello, my name is Deidre Hardson. I'm the principal at Jonas Falls Elementary School. And I'm a Mira Mesa graduate. I graduated from Mira Mesa High School. I won't tell you when, but a long time ago. And my two children also graduated from Mira Mesa High School, Hickman, Challenger. So we've been around a long time. There's an old saying, and that is, people who live in Mira Mesa come back to Mira Mesa. And about 1/5 of my staff actually lives in Mira Mesa. I currently am a Mira Mesa resident as well. But one of the things I love about Mira Mesa is that we really believe in quality neighborhood schools. We have 7 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and a high school, and we all really work very well together. We think it's really important that we're cohesive, that we support each other in the good, the bad, and the ugly. We really work hard to have a cluster model, and our new area superintendent right now is Maria Gomez, and she wasn't able to be here tonight. Some of the things that we have in common in Mira Mesa, so that we are not all telling you about it as all of our schools go up, is that we are all Leader in Me schools at the elementary level. So we teach our children the 7 habits of highly effective people by Stephen Covey. And we are all Leader in Me schools. We all have student lighthouses. I think we all have them now, right? All have student lighthouses. We this year started a parent lighthouse. One thing that we really love about Mira Mesa is it's such a diverse community. We are naturally diverse here in Mira Mesa. Other things that we have in common as elementary schools, we're all no place for hate schools. We all teach to the standards, the California state standards. We all focus on those things. and we all help each other and work together as a team. At Jonas Salk, we're the baby of the bunch. We opened in 2015, so we're about 9 years old. We have about 746 students, and so we're a pretty large capacity school. We are a California Distinguished School. We won the Pivotal Practice Award and Purple Star Award. All of our DEN meetings, our student meetings are completely student run, so they do all of our assemblies where the kids organize it and present it. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? We are a STEAM school, and science is taught every single day. The thing that makes us a little different from the other schools is that we do departmentalization of content areas. So our children have a specific math teacher, and a specific science teacher, and a specific literacy teacher. And we use college names. Each homeroom has a college name, and that's how we keep track of who's who. So you might belong to Berkeley, and so Berkeley for math, you're going over to another classroom for math. So the reason we do that is so that we have experts that are teaching in those areas, and teachers spend a lot of time really getting to know their content area. So that's one thing that's really different about our school. Another thing that's different about our school is we're the only school without a joint use park. Anybody else have a joint use park? We don't have this. You have one. We have been waiting for this park since before Jonas Salk opened. I have a feeling I'm going to retire before there is a park, because I just learned tonight that it's not going to open until 2025. So that's one of the things that sets us apart.
And that is city property.
Yes. And also, we are we're the only two-story elementary at this time. Are you going to be two-story after? Okay, so we're the only, and that brings a lot of its own challenges, having a two-story facility. And so that's all I want to tell you about my school. The next one is Mason.
Thank you.
My old school.
Good evening, I'm Jessie Harrison, principal of Mason Elementary. It's Mason Monday today, so if you came out, we all wear our Mason shirts. We make sure all of our UTK and kindergarten students receive a shirt. So it was a sea of blue out there this morning. It was really beautiful because this year's color was royal blue. At Mason, we work together to inspire each other to live, learn, love, and grow together. We grew a lot this year by bodies. We grew by about 45 additional students, so that brought us a new teacher in August and a new teacher this week. So refiguring the 9th week of school is a little tricky, but we have it down. Everybody's in classrooms, and we've reduced class sizes, so that's a pretty big deal. We are really fortunate to be the main school in the area for our military-connected students, so over 52% of our students are military-connected, which brings a lot of unique joy and also different transitions for our Mira Mesa community students and our students that move in and out of our school, which is pretty amazing. We are a Title I school, and for those of you who don't know what a Title I school is, that is a way that we receive additional funding when we have a certain percentage of students who qualify for a free or reduced lunch in our school or fill out their LCFF form. So hopefully everybody has turned in their household form so we can work on our funding for next year. We are able to provide additional tutoring support, additional school resources, additional materials for our students is how we use that funding, as well as provide before and after school support for students who are not quite at standard yet. As Deidre said, we're No Place for Hate School, we're Leader in Me School with our Lighthouse teams. We're pretty excited that we do have our counselor again 5 days a week, as well as our NFLAC. So we have our military family liaison who's with us 5 days a week. And we have multiple programs in order to support our students. So we're working with Wellness Together. We're working with, with our military liaison to provide on-site family forces therapy for all parts of your family as well. We have an active ASD, and we just got awarded another year of the Operation STEM Discovery Grant. So we're really excited to continue to support our STEM lab and work with our students and our military connected families as a part of this grant that allows us to provide additional resources. So thank you. Who's next?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Birmingham, principal at Sandburg Elementary. This is now my 5th year at Sandburg, and my 2nd year joining Deidre as a Mira Mesa resident. So my son goes to Jonesville, and will soon, not soon, luckily 2 years down the road, Eric's got some time, go to Challenger and then Mira Mesa High School. So very excited about that. Love seeing our families and our community members in the community, whether it's at Little League or the Mira Mesa Street Fair, and so it's just a great community to be a part of. And as the others talked about, one of the things that makes us so unique is our diversity, and that's something we focus a lot on at Sandburg, is really celebrating, welcoming, supporting the diverse population that we have, from our English language learners to our students with disabilities to our UTK students. We are what's considered an overflow school for UTK and our ESN program, which is our special ed program. So we get students from other Mira Mesa schools that might be full in some of those areas, and we love having them join our Sandburg community. Couple other things that make us unique, in addition to the things that Jesse and Deidre have shared, is that we have an amazing, amazing Sandburg Foundation. In addition to being a Title I school, we also have a partnership with our parents and our community members, from a volunteer-run traffic circle, which are grandparents who no longer even have students at our school that come back to give back to our community and help our kids arrive safely every morning. And then our amazing Sandburg Foundation, their biggest focus isn't necessarily on raising the money, but on engagement. We have a monthly engagement activity at Sandburg, from movie nights to upcoming on Saturday the 26th, we're turning to Saturday this year, our amazing fall carnival, to back to school dinners, and all of these events have components that are free to our families. One of the things at our carnival this year came from our student lighthouse team, who last year, we talked about all of our different events. Our student lighthouse team said, we want to have a part of the carnival that's free. That it doesn't matter if the kids have money to participate, they don't need to buy tickets. So management-wise for our volunteers, that was going to be difficult, but what we did, worked with our foundation, is that we have tickets that have been donated by our community members, our family members, our staff, and those tickets will be going to families in need, so there's a way for all of them to participate. Again, just one more way that the voices of our students are really included in the decisions that happen at our school. I'm not going to go through and read everything else. It's similar to our other schools, from STEAM to Leader in Me to all of that fun stuff, but it's truly a joy to be a principal working with this amazing team and being in this community. So, next.
That is awesome. We'll have these posted on the campus website.
I'm Regina Serving, and the principal of Elementary. This is year 4 for me. Super excited and happy to be here. So we are a different path this year. Our enrollment actually decreased. So we lost 2 teachers, but we are looking forward to regaining this in the future. Diversity is what makes us different from everybody else, including the principal, who is an immigrant from Brazil. About 130 of our students are multilingual learners. But what really, and we have a lot of things in common with the other schools in Mira Mesa, but what's really important and special about Walker this year is that we became a community school. So I'm super excited about that. There's a video that we're going to play a little bit that's going to explain to you what that's all about. But a community school is an initiative that's been around since 1977. It's not pretty new. But we received funding this year, and what that means is that we are going to be looking at students, at every single student as a whole child. and we're gonna extend the resources that we currently have to provide mental health support, extended academic support, supports to teachers and families, so that we all can work together and achieve what is it that we want to achieve. Our community school, it's not going to say in the video, it's going to be like just a little bit.
It's a school, a great school.
It's an equity
Caring for the whole child. Expanding the horizons of learning. Building relationships with families. Working together to realize a shared vision. This is a school every student needs. This is a community school. Community schools are public schools that partner with stakeholders to create the conditions students need to thrive. Community schools can be found across the United States, and their numbers are growing fast. But what exactly makes a school a community school? They integrate student supports. Clinics, counseling, and other services ensure each and every student is ready to learn. They expand and enrich learning. Extended school days, summer programs, and real-world experiences help students reach their full potential. They engage families and communities. Partnering with residents to identify and meet community needs makes everyone feel safe, welcome, and involved in school. They lead in collaboration. Inclusive decision-making and peer learning builds trust among students, educators, families, and communities. When a school stands on these 4 pillars, it's a community school. Research supports this 4-pillar approach, but there's no one-size-fits-all model. Every community school is different because each community is different. Figuring out what it looks like in your community starts by getting actual community members involved. That's the full-time job of community school coordinators. They're the human bridge connecting all the partners and stakeholders that make community schools possible. So that's what makes a school a community school. Now, how do you pay for it? Startup costs like hiring a full-time coordinator can be raised from foundations or state and local governments. Tapping into existing funding and partnering with local businesses can bring in service providers. Sharing resources and staff with partners can help everyone do more. And as a community school becomes more established, leaders can advocate for budgets that sustain their impact and new funding to expand it. Every community school is different. What will yours be like? Get started at communityschools.futureforlearning.org.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to add about
To
what
give you an
it is?
idea what that means to us, it's a $1.4 million grant over 5 years, and we are looking into ways to support the learners in work. We don't have a model yet. We have a community school coordinator who's just being hired. She'll start within the next 2 or 3 weeks. And from there, we're going to begin to develop what is it that it's going to look like a lot. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mimi Malone. I'm the associate principal at Erickson Elementary. This is my 3rd year. I am through a Mira Mesa graduate as well as a resident. I actually left for a little bit for college, but then came back and I'm living here. And my son will be a Mira Mesa graduate if I can help it as well. And luckily for me, I have the privilege of also having my son to be able to attend Erickson too. So I'm in a unique position of both. Erickson as both a staff administrator, but also a parent too, so I have a unique perspective from both sides. As everyone had mentioned already, there's a lot of similarities about all the Mira Mesa schools because we all collaborate really, really well together. I don't think there's ever really been a time where I don't hear from my principal saying, I'm going to a meeting with so-and-so, or with at Sandberg, or we're going to meet about this and that, and then we all implement similar programs. But I think two of the things that we're really excited about that we have seen foster in the last 2 years in particular is our student leadership because of being a leader in the school. Last year, we really handed the reins to our student are super, super creative. And so they approached our teachers and said, can we have an improv club? And so they found the right teacher in our kindergarten teacher, Miss Z, who is very, very lively and all about improv. And so that year, she joined them and started an improv club, and it's continuing this year. They wanted a chess club, and we have a chess club, and it's very robust. Garden club is also something that has just really, literally bloomed at our school. We have some amazing parents who have such amazing green thumbs, and they approached Principal Darius and I and said, what do you think about starting a garden club? We said, sure, because that's something our students have always loved. And then now we have a large garden club that has taken on a life of its own. If you go into Erickson, you'll see we have this whole wall now that has solar panel watering system for our gardens. So in the summer when there was no camp, all the gardens continued. And then our counselor is absolutely amazing. We're really privileged to have him back for 5 days a week, and he started a basketball and soccer league for our upper grades and our second and third graders because recess seems to be a time when all of our friends think that they are about ready to join the NBA and they're going to go to professional leagues. And so we've had a few, skirmishes here and there, and so our counselor thought, why don't we just start a league? And so we started a league, and it has drastically reduced the amount of incidents that we've had to deal with, and students are now enjoying being able to play in our basketball and soccer league. And then last year, we did a soft rollout of our Viking volunteer committee. That is new. Our PTA actually last year voted to disband, and we are now just one parent organization, which is our foundation, and they've been very amazing in welcoming all members. And one of those members happens to be three actually, who really, really wanted to do a Viking volunteer committee. And basically what this committee does is that every time a parent signs on, they are the first to reach out and connect with this parent and be able to give them a connection right to the school. And then build with this parent a relationship where this parent can tell us what is it that they really have time to monitor, what they really are passionately interested in. And because of that, this year we actually have our first room parent orientation. So our room parents now, every single classroom has at least 1 to 2 room parents. They all meet together because they did the orientation. They are all in this group together. They share resources, they share ideas of how they're supporting each other. We have seen so many more parents come on board every day since our Viking volunteer committee really took off this year. And we're very excited to see how that continues to grow in our school as part of the foundation of what we want to do to engage our parents, especially coming back from COVID and everything else. So those are the 2 things I think that really make Erickson stand out, besides the fact that we do have a fall festival this Friday coming up. So if you are in need of something to do for your children, come on by Erickson. All are welcome. It is going to be loud, so apologies to all of our neighbors. But we promise, fingers crossed, that we'll be all cleaned up, ready, and done by 9 o'clock. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm James Lee, principal at Cage Elementary. My 8th year, so it's gone by pretty quick. I don't feel too old, but I was born in the late 1900s. So my kids remind me of that all the time. I'm like, thanks, appreciate that. We're born and raised here in Mira Mesa, so a lot of dittos from my colleagues in regards to the love we have for our community here. And so just blessed to be able to serve the community to help raise me. I went to Erickson Elementary, Wagon High Middle School. It was a junior high when I first started there. Then switched over to middle school and I went to 8th grade. So it was a little interesting to have 9th graders on campus when I was a 7th grader. I was like, hey, you have a beard. A little different than what I was used to in elementary school. And then went over to Mira Mesa High School and graduated. So very excited to continue to serve. My parents still live in the neighborhood, my sisters, my brother, and so super exciting again to be here. We also declined enrollment a little bit. We're worried about that. So we're doing a lot of marketing to try to make sure we're capturing our families to come back. We do have a unique situation as we're closest to the 15 freeway, and it actually our borders go all the way up to a different zip code. So we go all the way up to 19129. And so up Mercy Road before you get to the KFC. All right, that's still Gage boundaries, but a lot of folks find their way over to Scripps Ranch because they're that close. And so we're trying to do what we can to recapture them. So a lot of similarities between what was shared already. Some of the big things that we did definitely are super proud of. Purple Star School, so this is our 3rd year being a Purple Star School, which is supporting our military families. We're a STEAM school as well. I'm going to welcome someone up pretty soon here to talk about our amazing physical education program. But other things, other updates that are not on there, we are going through full site modernization. So we're built in 1990, so we're still one of the newer schools, but we got selected. So I'm sorry, people are like, "What? How does this happen?" I don't know how it happened. I didn't grease any fingers or wallets or anything like that. I don't know. My wallets are pretty thin already. Have kids, and so they selected our school to be modernized. And super excited about that, which means it's going to bring a new 8-pack of classrooms for our kinder UTK group, new playground. So every surface is going to get touched, every classroom. So that's super exciting. But we're still in the groundwork with that. So a lot of drawings and meetings with architects to make sure that we have everything we need for our future students. We're also going through some security updates. So we're one of the last people to get single point entry. I've been begging for that, so that's happening right now. We got a new fence that closes off our parking lot because where we're situated on Galvin Avenue is very unique. It's up higher than what the surface street is in a lot of our school, and so people tend to go up there when it's long breaks, like holidays or long weekends, and they find a nice dark place to hang out. Which we don't want. That's not healthy for our kids and our community. So we've gotten a gate put up that was just done this week, and then we don't have an official joint use. So we're going to be doing that. But it's going to happen soon. So they finished the front fence. They're going to go to the back once we park there and close that in for us, and we'll be able to use that facility in grassy area. We have no grass other than that little spot that we have in our kindergarten. But this will be great for our physical education program. So I want to take less time with me, more time with our amazing educators, one of which is Keith Kaneko here. He's our PE coach, PE teacher. He likes teacher more than coach. He coaches me a lot, so I'm going to call him coach today. So I welcome him to tell us more about the school program as well as our PE program. You can clap. We're taking a picture.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for allowing me to be here this evening. My name is Keith Kaneko. I'm a physical education teacher at Hage Elementary School. I've been teaching for 28 years. I'm in that content area. I've been at Hage Elementary for 26. Armin, this gentleman next to me. And I'm up here just to share a unique special program that we've had at our school. It's called the Hage Elementary Swim Program, and I think it's one of the most amazing things we have in this community. Why? Because I have this vision to waterproof Mira Mesa. Why? Because I'm an aquatic-born person. I love the ocean, I love the pools, I love the rivers, I love everything to do with water. I think it drove my mom crazy, but and I wanted to make a difference as soon as I stepped into the field of education. And I thought going into physical education, why not start a swim program at a school that's less than a mile away from a very nice Ned Bomber Aquatic Center. So I did. I made the league. Got a bunch of supporters. The admins were all in, everything was all in, and where does that leave us today? It leaves us with 6,000 students. Taught how to swim out of 6,000 students that are from Mira Mesa, former Mira Mesa students. 90% of them are proficient swimmers when they leave my program, of which they start at 3rd grade, they go to 4th and 5th. By the way, did I mention that it's free swim lessons? It's free swim lessons for 5 weeks, twice a week at 30 minutes of lessons. And I'm the director, I'm the creator, I'm the one that is crazy enough to organize and direct it all. But it's for a good cause. It's because I believe in saving lives. In a place where we live in San Diego, where you all can drive to the beach 20 minutes to go to the beach, which are the most beautiful in the world, I feel like, to any swimming pool of your community choice. But it's unbelievable to see these children in 3rd grade where they start the program, just barely are so scared to even put their toes in the water. So by 5th grade, or I should say by the end of 3rd grade, jumping into the deep end. So it's an impactful program that I'm really passionate about. I invite you guys to come. I really would like you guys to come.
We need volunteers.
We start. Well, I work hard. There's a lot of good volunteers. I think it's word of mouth. Believe it or not, that's traditions that kind of passed down. Like, hey, just a Hage swim program. My kids in kindergarten. I can't wait till 3rd grade. And I'm all in to helping them all. Perfect. Name, number. I got them down. but it really is a good program that changes and saves lives. We started in March this year because we pushed up the school year. But I wanted to also thank all the people that have helped support and fund, Councilman Kent Lee and Supervisor Lawson Remmer, and other supports and funding that I tried to collaborate with. And we have some just some pictures and some gifts for them, and other people that have put in a lot of work to make it such a successful program. But again, thank you for allowing me to be here. It's really a privilege to hear all the voices from the different admins and all the wonderful programs. I just like to add one more thing. It just puts us all together as this big, huge bond of, Mira Mesa love. So thank you again for allowing me to speak tonight, and have a good night.
So Kitten Elementary, the principal isn't here in this room, but she delivered a video message, Kristen Martelli, and she is going to speak to us on camera.
This works. everyone. Eric Sullivan, proud principal at Challenger Middle School. We actually went up in enrollment. We are at 960, so we gained a couple of staff members this year. I've been there for 4 years. I have associate principal, Sarah Klein, and just like you've heard, at the middle school level, we have amazing APs. We have alignment and collaboration that we do with Matt and myself, and then with Jeff as well. So we have 3 counselors, and like I said, with alignment, we have a new wellness center, and that is just an additional resource for our students. So if we have students that are needing mediation or just someone to talk to, they have that unique and special spot. Ours is located in the library. I think yours is located in the main office. We share the same people. So there's 2 people, Hope and Nathan, and either Hope is on my site for that day, and Nathan's at Wagenheim, or they flip-flop. So they're talking all the time, we're talking all the time, they're sharing resources from the community and to our families, so it's very, very special to have on our campus, as well as a cluster, because they will be opening one at the high school as well. We have 3 counselors, which are amazing. Just like the alignment, we have vertical alignment with the high school, and that happens with our sports program. So currently we have track and field and basketball. They are going into the playoffs this weekend. Challenger is ranked 3rd for girls and boys, and actually Erickson's counselor is one of our coaches, assistant coaches. So, he's seen what Erickson's doing, and he's bringing what he's learning to us and helping support our schools in our sports. In the winter, we're going to have volleyball and soccer, and in the spring, we'll have football, flag football, and cheer. This year, we're doing Little Mermaid for our play. Last year, it was a huge success. We had Frozen. We had 2 nights of it. They were both sold out both nights. We're hoping to do the same thing for Little Mermaid. We're going to have our Filipino Culture Night. That is in May as well. We are also a Leader in Me school. This is our 2nd year that we've been doing it. And again, that's the alignment with the feeder schools. And these kids come in well prepared, and we just highlight that, and then we further that leadership in different roles that we have on our campus. One thing, I don't know if Jeff's going to get into this, but one thing we did on Thursday, I don't know if Matt's going to get into this, but Picture Yourself Camaraderie. It's the first time that we've done this, and it was an amazing, amazing event, so kudos to Jeff and his team. What happened was we took all of our 8th graders from Challenger and Wagenheim, we put them on a bus, and they went over to the high school. They had a pep rally, they went to different classrooms, they had all these different booths, talk about electives and clubs. It was just an amazing, amazing experience. My teachers who went, they loved it. The kids came back and were just like, Mr. Sullivan, your campus is so small. You didn't say that it was 6th grade year. But, they really enjoyed their time, and it just got them very excited. They were able to pick some of their classes for next year as well. So that was a very cool event. And that just shows the alignment, again, that we have here in Mira Mesa. We also have No Place for Hate. Again, I'm going to consider to say this, the alignment with our electives, everything we offer, they have it at the high school. So we have broadcast, we have Filipino, we have Spanish, we have choir, we have Mesa. So these are just electives that we want them, just like our sports team, to get excited, to get really good at. We hand them off to the high school, and then that's where they just flourish. We've been to Distinguished School 4 times. We have a very robust gardening program. We've been getting grants left and right, and our Eco Squad has been doing an amazing job keeping up with the gardens and offering produce, fresh produce to our community. They haven't done it yet, but they will start doing it in the next month, and it's really cheap, and it's good, and it supports us. And then we also have a very, very high-performing orchestra and band, probably in the district. And again, you can see that at the high school level where they're going yearly. So that's Challenger. Mesa, it's like it's a combination of like engineering. So they're getting engineering, robotics, that sort of stuff.
Good evening. I'm Matt Fallon, Principal Wagenheim. I've had the pleasure of serving Mira Mesa community for quite a while. 14th year at Wagenheim, and prior to that, I was 11 to 12 years at Mira Mesa. It's been a wonderful place to spend my career, and I wouldn't go anywhere else, to be honest. Yeah, Mr. Sullivan touched on a lot of the common elements that are present right now with both schools and programs. Some of the things, like the wellness coordinator one, is really great, and one of the things that's great is we're each able to help create that unique for our own schools. So the area of focus at Wagenheim may be a little different than the area of focus at Challenger, and it's nice to have that flexibility. And our district did a great job of vetting and hiring the two people who came on. They're really phenomenal. Excited about what we're able to build for them. We also have 3 counselors. We, like Challenger, we site fund out of the 3rd counselor. Our district allocates us 2, but the needs of our kids are great enough that we prioritize funding for that 3rd counselor. And their wellness resource coordinators, part of what they're doing that Ms. Holden was alluding to is they're helping us pool resources and referral information so that students who are having repeated issues around anxiety or depression or mental health needs, we have better and more accurate information to help support families in following up and getting support for their kids beyond what we can do at the school site. A couple things that are different this year at Wagenheim that we're doing differently, just to highlight. We used to have one of the most progressive cell phone policies. I was a big proponent of teaching responsible use, which I still firmly believe in. However, the reality is that the middle school brain is not fully adept to resist the addictive natures of social media. That sort of like rapid, immediate fix, the dopamine release and all that, most middle school kids can't fight that. They're not ready for that. We have plenty who are, but unfortunately, the reality is what it is. So we've gone back and we were a little nervous. We thought we might have some 8th graders picking this as the hill to die on, because we used to let them use it passing grids and lunch, and we took it all away. And to be honest, no one's making a huge issue out of it. We still get kids who sneak in and whatever and that sort of thing. But the other big change for us was we went to one lunch. We used to have 2 lunches. We went to one lunch. It's a little more frenetic, right? Everyone there all the time, every day. But it allows us to manage our resources better. So now during lunch we have basketball going on all the time. We have a little football passing league going on every time. Making use of our paraeducators who are out supporting kids on a relational basis, not a disciplinary one, which is really great. And now all the teachers can offer clubs during lunchtime. It makes it a lot easier. Teachers can now offer tutoring to all of their students during lunchtime. So it makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. And the kids seem really, really excited and happy about it. The other thing I was going to highlight, recently we had our annual or semi-annual Shadow Student Day, where we do a minimum day and we invite the parent or any caring adult for a student to come and join the student and literally shadow them through all 6 periods of the day. We make it a short day because we know not everyone wants 55 minutes of history and math and science when you're an adult. But 35 minutes is, tolerable. And then a lot of our parents or the caring adults in the student's family, they leave at the end of the day before lunch and go have their own quality time one-on-one. And as a parent of 3 boys, if I can get one-on-one time with one of my kids, it's a special opportunity. So it's great to do that. It's been a huge success. It was before I got there. And so we now do 2, one in fall and one in spring, just to help maximize. So other than that, the things that are always made Wagenheim great are still there. We have a really broad, extensive elective programming. We and Challenger also, a number of years ago, were the first ones to eliminate cluster and gate courses to provide access to any student who is high achieving. And so we did that by adopting advanced courses in lieu of the gate requirement. Now, obviously, for enrollment purposes, students who are gate are still prioritized. We want to make sure they get the needs that they have met. But this sort of opens the access to all the students and reduces any stigma around it. So those are still in effect. And honestly, for both of our middle schools, the climate on the school and the spaces within the classrooms are the greatest thing. So, thank you.
Talk to our crowd about your AD schedule.
Oh, I hate it. So, what Dean Rick is referring to is our day structure with a morning advisory period, kind of like a homeroom, and then periods 1 through 6 through the day. And that's called A week. B week is still advisory in the morning, and it's those 6 classes in reverse, 6 through 1. So our teachers wanted to try it a couple of years ago, and the students, and the teachers love it. So they like it because not everyone's a morning person, and not everyone's an afternoon person. So being able to take some of your classes at the different time of day makes it, you're more attentive, right? So having your harder classes in the morning all the time, if you're not a morning person, is tough. That was one of the biggest reasons we tried it. Also, some of the teachers admitted that they feel guilty. If you're teaching the same lesson 5 times, those morning kids are kind of your guinea pig. It's where you're working on some of the kinks, right? Some of the things you didn't anticipate, you get it dialed in. So by period 4 or 5, you're just rolling, and you feel bad. Those kids in the morning don't get the benefit of it being tested. So that's why we did flip back and forth. The reason why I said I hate it is it makes scheduling really difficult, right? So for example, our district has a bunch of money around the VAPA grant from our state. Wagenheim has a bunch of money we could use to hire a person, but we don't have enough for a full staff person. We tried to partner with Challenger to share an art teacher, but because the periods are at different times week to week, I can't partner with anybody for that. So scheduling administrative work, it's a pain in the rear end, unless it's a But ultimately, right, that's the job, right? We're in service to the kids and the teachers and the community. But yeah, so we're going to keep doing this as long as they want us. Thank you.
Most of the elementary schools are listed as Title I, but neither of the middle schools are anything.
Oh, we're Title I.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just in the slides. It's not like we've run out of things.
It's not a highlight. I understand.
It's not a highlight, but yeah, we both are still Title I. We're both Title I schools. We both receive some additional federal money. I believe for Challenger too, a big majority of that is spent on our third counselor.
Yeah, at our school, it's all on people. So it's either on teachers or it's on our counselor.
Yeah, we do counselor and a full-time librarian, and then we also pay hourly retired teacher to come and push in support for our English learners. We have about 18% English learners at Wagenheim. So
Maybe explain what you have to do to qualify for Title I.
the LCFF form. So these days, it used to be a paper that you sent home and you had to come back. These days, we need our parents to log on to the parent portal and to fill out the LCFF form. It's on the left. It takes about 20 seconds. If you don't get to it, Ms. Stevens in my front office will call you or harass your child to get all of it in. And the reason is it matters, because even 5% difference matters, because the percent qualifying this year determines how much money we get next year.
But if someone doesn't speak English, but you're asking them to fill out a form in English on a website, that doesn't make sense to me.
There are forms available in different languages, and our office staff, for all those that don't fill out the forms, follow up in person with them in order to connect them with the information they need.
Yeah, we put a lot of time and thought into like how to reach all of our families.
And I'll just say this, most of our families, we're sitting, Mira Mesa bus is sitting at 80% or higher. And we have some schools that are 100%, of parents filling out the LCFF forms.
And again, it's financial based, so it's like, what is it? It used to be when there was free, the lunch used to qualify for free lunch. So it's a financial need basis, and then we get more money if they.
Based on the strategy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Guys, we had 7 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, Mira Mesa High School.
All right, I gotta say, I like the middle school break thing that Matt was talking about. I feel like some of our kids still have that, some of us still have that as adults. Super excited about Mira Mesa High School this year. Talking about the LCFF forms, it brings in over $600,000 to the high school. So that is how critical those are. We also site funded counselors, just like the 2 middle schools were talking to us about doing, because we prioritize our students' mental health. The challenges that our students see at Mira Mesa High School really revolve around that challenge specifically, the mental health challenge. I think when you ask students at Mira Mesa, like, what are your plans beyond high school, I think 90% will tell you I'm going off to a four-year university. I think the tough part about the reality of that these days is the average entrance to San Diego State is over a 4.0, right? And I don't know about you guys, but when I was applying to college, like San Diego State was a 2.0, and I knew I could get in there. That was my safety net. I was doing all these other. But now it's over a 4.0 to get into San Diego State. UCLA turned down, it was some crazy number, like almost 4,000 valedictorians were rejected from UCLA. Valedictorians, top in their class, right? So when you look at the competition level that our students are facing for getting into college, it's a lot of pressure, right? And a lot of kids feel like if I don't get into Berkeley, I have failed my family, I have embarrassed people, I've done all these things. But and sometimes it comes down to a literal coin flip for kids getting into schools and things like that. So we want to be very aware of that. Mira Mesa High School, I'm just going to be very transparent and tell you one of the challenges that we're facing are that we have more students who wanted to harm themselves at Mira Mesa than any other school. And when you ask them why, they talked about the societal pressures to succeed and the drive that we put into kids to succeed. So it's hard for me because I love to get up and brag about how hard our kids work. They work extremely hard, right? We had over 80 kids get into UC system schools last year, over 100 into Cal State schools. Our kids are all going off, they're driven, they're motivated to want to go do something, but it comes at a cost. And so we have to balance that constant drive and push that we have for our kids with making sure that they're okay, right? Because there's a lot of pathways to success in school. They're not all linear and they don't all go through UCLA. But it is an amazing accomplishment when that happens with our students, and so we want to reinforce that. The Wellness Center is going to be huge for us. It's going to bring in like 3 clinical psychologists able to meet with kids in the moment. And that's going to be absolutely amazing. So we're in the process right now of hiring for that position, but we are super excited about it. So we are all about experiences for our kids. And so we have expanded our CTE programs this year. So we offer like a full broadcast program. So instead of going on and saying, this was your principal with the morning announcements, right? Like the kids run like a full news broadcast at Mira Mesa High School. We have a full automotive shop, just went through a $4 million renovation, 14 lifts. We have EV cars that kids are working on there. The teacher that teaches at Mira Mesa is also the teacher that teaches at Miramar College. And so Tim's back there, so, you know, Ryan does a phenomenal job. So when our kids work with Ryan here, they're interested in auto mechanics, they go there, they see the same guy. It's like a friendly transition, even better than the warm handoff. So we are super excited about that. We have biomed programs, we have engineering programs, graphics design programs. Kids are learning how to make t-shirts and do all kinds of fun stuff like that. We offer every sports team on the planet, like 23 different sports teams. The thing we don't have diving and roller hockey. I think those are the 2 things that we don't have yet. So if anybody's a coach out there, a roller hockey team, we're ready to go. I used to play ice hockey down at San Diego Ice Arena. So if you don't know me, I should have said my name is Jeff Sabers. I'm the principal of Mira Mesa. Grew up here at Mira Mesa, love Mira Mesa. I know people said you always kind of find your way back. I'm about $1 million shy of being able to buy in Mira Mesa again. So I'm working my way back, but it's kind of crazy these days. Like my old house, we drove by and just did the Redfin. And I was like, 1.2 million, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Like, oh, you know, it's crazy. So, but Mira Mesa really does feel like home to me. It has been amazing growing up in this community, and then starting my teaching career at O'Farrell, went over to Lincoln for a while. Was able to work my way over here to Mira Mesa, and it's been really crazy. I've been at Mira Mesa High School now for 10 years, so I'm super excited about it. I have no interest in going anywhere else. My kids are over at Hayes with James. They're in Kaneko's swim program. They love that, by the way. It's amazing. So I'm just super excited to be a part of Mira Mesa and to bring my kids through the cluster, because it's one of those things like, you know, we believe in the schools that we're running and leading, right? Like I want my kids to go to Mira Mesa because I know what kind of experience they're going to have there. So I'm excited for your kids to come through and to be a part of that process. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So, but I will also say, in the best case scenario, high school is hard, right? It's super hard, right? These relationships are hard. The social media stuff is crazy, right? If I get rid of one thing in the school, it's babes. If you don't know, look at your kid's backpack if you have a high schooler. Like, that stuff is crazy, right? And we're working all through that. The best way that I think that we can have kids have wonderful experiences is to be connected in schools, right? To find something other than just academics that you want to do. And at Mira Mesa, we have a huge variety of options. my boss came to me this year and she said, I'm really disappointed in you. And I said, oh, okay, tell me more about that. Like, why are you disappointed in me? She's like, I heard that there's a National Barbecue League and that you're not participating in that. I was like, okay, like, we can absolutely fix that. We bought a 350-gallon trailer smoker. Like, we got the kids out there learning how to smoke their own meats. They have done amazing work. It's one of our fastest growing clubs on campus. So, I'm just saying, like don't threaten us with a good time, right? Like, so the kids are literally working to do a competition this year in Austin, Texas. Just to let them know how California rolls a little bit with our barbecue. It is legit. So, and the kids have already hosted events for upwards of 250 people. So they are doing some incredible work. Yes, for sure. They wanted to come to everything. So we're just getting that rolling. It's in the infant stages of all that stuff, but we have clubs for almost everything. I think there's 80 clubs on campus. So if there's something that your kids are into, let us know. We'll get that thing rolling, get that thing going, because again, connecting kids is what keeps kids wanting to come to school. I can tell you in Mira Mesa, we have the highest retention rate of any cluster in this, and that's because of our community, because of the value that everybody has with education. Kids want to come in, want to stay. We don't lose a ton of kids to Cathedral, right, unless they're running back for some reason. It's been a tough football season. I'm just as you guys follow football, it's been rough, but not for the girls. So girls flag football was ranked number 13 in the nation 2 weeks ago. So they are killing it and expected to go to the finals. So very excited about that. But again, get your kids involved in activities. Our band this year has an incredible honor to be the band that is playing at Pearl Harbor on December 7th. And so, to get that honor is super crazy, number one. But to have that experience for our kids to be able to go over there and immerse themselves in that moment and understand the significance, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Last year they were in Chicago. I always tell people, if you want your kids to see the world, join the band. They go everywhere, DC, New York, all this stuff has been absolutely amazing. So again, super proud of everything that we're doing, partnering with Tim over there at Miramar. Our kids are in huge numbers taking college classes. We have over 450 kids now taking college classes at Miramar. That started 11 years ago with 5 kids, right? There were 5 students, they called them the Big 5. And we sent these 5 kids handpicked. They were like our 4.7 GPA kids, and they were like, there's no way they're going to be ready. Everybody was very worried about it, and Miramar said, let's see. Right, so we sent these 5 kids over, they killed it. So they said, well, let's open it up to more kids, and now we have this huge partnership, this unbelievable program. Kids are getting double weighted credit. Many of our kids, when they graduate, they go off to college, and they've already got like a year of school knocked out because they've already taken so many classes. So again, I say that, highlighting that, recognizing it, but also recognizing that what I first said is also valid, that we push our kids really hard. There is a clear balance that we need to work towards. And so as a parent, make sure that you're talking to your kids and you know what that balance exists, because there's lots of options to success. So anyway, that's the kind of the quick rundown for Mira Mesa High School this year. We got a lot of stuff coming, so come out. I'll let you know. Maybe next year we'll bring the barbecue club.
Yeah.
I
just wanted to really quickly share with everyone the Visual and Performing Arts Foundation, which is a foundation that supports the whole entire district. I serve on that as well. And Jeff is actually going to be the speaker for the entire district to talk about and brag about Mira Mesa BAFA programs at the next fundraiser event they're having. So that just kind of shows you how amazing Mira Mesa is in so many ways, but particularly in our BAFA programs, that they're actually highlighting Mira Mesa and our principal and all the great programs they do.
Wonderful. Well, we are winding down our schools night. We have one more schools night speaker. We have Karen Jarvie, knows by Karen DJ, if you can't follow the whole last name, but who will talk about our cluster council.
So a cluster, if you don't know, is the whole, basically the flow chart of the school. So we have the feeder schools, 7 elementary schools feed into 2 middle schools, feed into 1 high school. And San Diego Unified has, I believe, 16 clusters. So it goes like that. And then the clusters have meetings. We get all the principals together. I always like to call it a principal coffee for the whole cluster. And we come together an evening. We used to do it every month. We're every quarter now. And we are really trying to have some strong programming. So this last one we had, the first one of our year in September, was excellent. We highlighted the Leader in Me program, but not just the adults talking about it. We had students that had graduated through that program, gone through the elementaries, and we're in the middle schools and we're talking about the program. And then we highlighted our Aspen Challenge, which was something that our high school kids were able to do. That walks around the whole country. And San Diego was so, blessed to be able to be at the right place at the right time, because we had a bunch of schools compete on topics of, challenging topics of different interests, and the students chose their topic, and they competed against all the schools in San Diego Unified, and Mira Mesa came out in the top 3. Woo, yes. And Colorado, Jeff and one of our teachers, Paul Morgan, helped them, and they went to Colorado. This is a big, it's like a think tank, I guess you'd say, and so we highlighted that at the last cluster meeting. The next cluster meeting that we're going to have, and please on your way out, take a flyer, is November 6th, so in about a month, and we're going to highlight the special services that the cluster has for all of our schools. Special needs, all kinds of special services. So we're going to try to push it out there. We want, especially our principals, because you know your people who will need to come and maybe get help through that. And we are trying to bring back, these are all Zoom meetings right now, but we're trying to bring them back in person. We have a lot of people who want in person, but we know that our principals, who are always at these meetings, they have a lot of meetings to go to, and we try to make it easy for them so they can Zoom. We've done the hybrid before. So anyway, we want our parents to come out. We had a lot of people come out the last time, and it was excellent. So we also highlight our parent group. So every school that has a PTA, PTO, or foundation.
Yes, we want to do a group photo with the principals, and we also have, we're about to shift gears from schools night to community things. There is one community enhancement before we stand for principals. I'd like Michael Spencer of Street
Fair. We collected over $450 in donations, which is pretty amazing for just a short amount of time. I saw one of our bags is right there. In case you're wondering, the logo for that was from the 2020, which was the abbreviated year of our t-shirt design contest. But that winner was from H Elementary. We also had done our t-shirt design contest before, which involved Salt winning the first one in 2017, Hickman in 18, and then our friends across the way in 19, Dingman Elementary had a winner as well. We have coming up on October 15th, Best Pizza in Brew. We get 35% of the take from that. And we did one before in September with Kebab Shop and made $240. I'd like to thank Morgan, who has been spearheading that. She's been one of our great volunteers, helping get everything going. We are going to be at some of the school events coming up here. We won't necessarily be, demanding money. We will be giving out candies and non-candy related treats as well. October 19th with Hickman, 25th at Salk, and on the 26th at Walker. So if you're in the schools for those, come by and say hi. And I think we'll even have a fun little pumpkin toss thing that you can get an extra Strict Basic Harvest thing from us. Our meeting for the fundraising team, so you can come and bring in such great ideas as going to these school events and setting up fundraisers through the restaurants around October 23rd, Mira Mesa Presbyterian Church, and look for people who can help with, getting our flyers out into the community, however that happens to be. Graphic artists to help make the flyers look nice and pretty. We're still looking for those who can translate services that we have. Everything we have is in English, and that's not going to do in this community. And then also to become like an ambassador to our major sponsors. We have some already who are going to be the personal connection to all of the major sponsors that we have. But we always could use more people who can actually reach out and create that personal connection to those who are helping fund the big chunks of our donations.
And one big thing I would absolutely be remiss if I did not mention that the opportunity drawing for our table runner is still in effect. It will be, your time's running short, but here's an example. Here is the table runner, excuse me, and it's handmade.
Wow.
And you can't win it if you're not in it. So make your donation, and you can find it on the Facebook page for us, or also on our website. And again, thank you to everyone, especially thank you to the principals who, for everything they do in the schools. Big thanks to Jeff for running his school for a couple of years.
Excellent.
Oh,
And
Karen.
everyone needs to know that the fireworks are set for Wednesday, July 3rd, 2025, 9 p.m. from the new park at Wagenheim, and people can watch it from Hourglass Field, the park on the corner of the Miramar College campus. Mira Mesa Town Council is organizing a late afternoon into the 9 p.m. fireworks. Watch the show, countdown to the fireworks. It worked really well this year to do it on the 3rd. Costs like about half as much as doing it on the 4th itself, so it's a reasonable fundraising goal, and it's fun. You get started on the celebrations. So, Michael, thank you so much.
No, that was it.
That was great. All right.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Principals, please come to the front for a photo. Everybody else, don't go away, because we will be having a short version of our regular reports. And express your ways and grab some water.
How do I use it? Wiper.
Yeah, take the one. Oh, like a do at home. Why always your
exited their seats, we need to get a little cozier here. I would love, don't want to look at a whole front row of total emptiness. Stillwater and the other two. And we have juggled the schedule a little bit because we knew this was a special night.
Go sit down,
And I
Joe.
wanted to make sure that we had time for open forum for things not on the agenda. And we have one sign up for open forum, so we will kick off with that. We will have Crystal Crow, who is a candidate for San Diego Unified School Board.
Thank you for having me. Perfect night to be here with education. My name is Dr. Crystal Troll. I'm a candidate for San Diego Unified School Board District A, which is Claremont, Mira Mesa, Scripps Ranch, Serena Valley, Linda Vista, and Bay Park. So I just wanted to share a little bit about me. Ballots are out and people are voting. I am ready for school board because I believe in public schools. I'm a product of public schools, San Diego Unified. Actually, spent many of my formative years right here in Mira Mesa. I went to Mason Elementary, Weinheim Junior High, and Dr. Lee said junior high, and Mira Mesa as well. And it's probably been many years. I will tell you in the 80s, so it's been a while. But Mira Mesa has always had a special place in my heart. And I have my own 3 kids who attend San Diego Unified Schools, and I've been very involved in the schools over the past decade. I served on the school site council, school governance teams, PTAs, PTOs. I hold the chair position, one of the largest advisory committees at the district advisory committee on compensatory education. And I work with over 175 school sites to help support their school site councils. And so because of that unique position that I've had in the district, I've been able to see some opportunities where we can really make change in our district. Fortunately, Mira Mesa has a very vibrant schools and community support. But it's not like that in some of the other parts of District A. And what's happening at our district is impacting Mira Mesa's budgets and other school budgets, and there's lots of issues that are trickling down that I want to work on as a board trustee. Some of my priority areas are budgets. I want to make sure that we're using our resources wisely. You listen to the news, we have deficits. I want to make sure that our resources are being spent and tied directly to student success. I want to work on transparency and communication. As a parent in San Diego Unified, it's been an area that we have constantly tried to get a handle on, and we haven't been successful. So my priority as a trustee is to really be transparent and open the doors. What's happening behind closed doors, the decisions that are making, and really involve the community in those decisions. And finally, I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support our students and our teachers. So, you know, we keep doing the same things in San Diego Unified, and it's time for something different. I'm asking for your support on November 5th. You can learn more about me at crystalforschoolboard.com. And, you know, I just really, I'm relying on your support, and just thank you for this time.
Thank you. So we will now, I know what the next item on is. We are going to take care of a little bit of town council business, and I will call up our parliamentarian, Eric Colbeck, to stand up here next to me because it's time at our November meeting for Mira Mesa Town Council to do our own board elections. We do that now every year. We elect half of the board to a 2-year term. So this coming year, several of the board members will be up for election, some will be continuing, and our tradition is that we form a nominating committee of members. The parliamentarian is the automatic chair, and I volunteered to be the first additional chair. We have to have at least 3 members on the nominating committee, so we need to have one other member to contact Eric and say, yes, I want to be on the nominating committee. And we talk to other members who would like to run. Anyone who is not yet a member, there is still time to join and become a member, because you need to be a member 30 days before the election. And we're just a little bit, let me think, or are we? Is it too late? Do they have to already be a member? Well,
Sign up tonight.
Sign up tonight, yeah. I think
We've got 31 days in October. I think that makes it work.
I think that does make it work. Yeah, there's 31 days in October, so it's close. Yeah, right. Sign up tonight, and it's a lot of fun being active on the board. So, Eric, you want to add anything to it? But
as Pam said, there's half the board. So this year, there's 3 specific positions, the VP of program.
Right, that's me. That position is one of the ones.
The treasurer and the newsletter. And then there's 2 more generalized positions, director at large positions. So if you have any interest in serving in one of those, or you know somebody that would, please let me know. Do you have an email address, parliamentarian@miramesatown.council.org?
Yeah, easy way to do it. And for me, if you have an idea for one of our monthly programs, my email address is programs@miramesatown.council.org. So we'll look forward to having that as at our November meeting. Beyond that, at the moment, we don't have a major topical issue like the school's night schedule. We probably will just enjoy having a little more time for reports from various community groups and gearing up for December, when we often do a more fun social type gathering and invite the Mira Mesa High School Madrigals to sing. Yes.
Also, being on the board, I mean, we also do the part of the July 3rd, minus the fireworks, street fair that just happened. That was us. You know, you'll be involved in all these things happening in Mira Mesa, and we're working on a few more. So this is a great way to be a part of something and have more things early. Especially if you live in Mira Mesa, this is it. All right?
Well said, Shane. Thank you. So, okay. This way. And moving right along, I have San Diego Community College District Board Member Bernie Reinderson. We have a standing spot for, but I think we have City Council Member Kent Lee, District 6, Anna Serrano. Come on up.
Hi everyone. My name is Anna Serrano. For those that don't know me, I am the community representative for Councilmember Lee. So I'll just go through a first update. I know some of you have already received the 3 major park runs. Not too many to report on the Mira Mesa Community Park. It's 2, of course, we did the groundbreaking. So thank you to those who were there and spoke and such inspirational speeches. So that was on September 25th. So that's currently ongoing. The contractors, PCL Construction Services, has installed temporary water and power for construction offices and facilities. Then we have SALT. It's still scheduled for late spring of 2025. They're currently working on Myron's Park with the retaining walls and the parking lot paving, and they're doing some irrigation work along with other details. For Wagenheim, the conference station has been open and it's currently unused. It's currently in use. Sorry. And then for Walker, it's expected to be completed in early 2025. Some good fun stuff that can be taken advantage of. We have the Balboa Park Explorer Military Appreciation Pass. In case no one had been heard about it before, it's a pass for military families. It's valued at $229, so it's a really good deal. So you can just explore all that museums. And I can send you the website if you're interested in that. You can just apply through their website. And then we did have an unveiling for a new neighborhood sign in Convoy in case you want an excuse to go and eat out. That's a perfect one. Each of the letters symbolizes a different cultural identity. And thank you again for organizing the Mira Mesa Fair, and for everyone to stop by. We'll be going through all of the comments and getting back to you throughout the week.
Thank you. And Jeff has something for you from the teacher, the physical education teacher at Hayes that make sure the council member gets that.
So you brought up you mentioned the parks.
Yes.
I walk by Sock often, activity on that. A couple guys up there are sort of working slowly, but it seems to me that could be done a whole lot faster than it is.
Yeah.
If anything the council office can do to push it along, it would be appreciated. Maybe we can get it in before Deidre retires.
That's in our backyard, so to speak, and we walked by, Jeff took a photo a while ago of a raven sitting in one of those tractors, and we may need to get that raven back in on it.
Because the problem is, while it's under construction, the kids are not able to use those parks. I mean, we've been there and done that with each of the parks. Yeah, and that happened at Ryan. Is Joe here?
No one left.
I mean, that's what we used to hear at every cluster meeting is, nothing's happening at Wagon Line, nothing's happening at Wagon Line.
So what was the last word on the status of the delay?
The reason for the delay?
Yeah.
They did say, we did ask about the playground and see if it was possible to like open it before, same with like the dog park. However, they said that because it's joint use that it has to go through a review process. But every time that we have this conversation, we try to kind of see what we can do. We just got these updates as well, so I've been trying to get some clarification of the date as well and the establishment period. But I do appreciate you following up on that.
The only reason they're doing the playground is to change structure over the play equipment. They could easily, if they're waiting for other stuff, they can easily do that and reopen just the playground part and get that back in community use.
Yeah, I don't know the specific. That'll be an engineering department thing, but we can try and even see if they can come to one of the meetings.
Please. That would be good, yes, there's a question.
No, I did add on this other part.
Of course.
The play structure at Hourglass, maybe Jody can speak to this too possibly, has been boarded up so kids aren't able to play with it. Is there any information on that?
This is the first time that I'm personally hearing about it. I don't know, Joe, if you know the latest on that? On the Hourglass
Did
part.
you board up the playground at Hourglass? You mean the play area out there?
Yeah. The one right on the corner.
I didn't.
There's like a board over the bridge and the slides taken down.
Oh.
It's,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll get more information and then follow up with them so we can.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anna. Do we have Evan Brigham from County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Reavers here tonight? Okay. How about Mark Schaefer from State Senator Brian Jones? No. How about State Assemblyman Chris Ward, Nikki Holmes? How about Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs, Ida Akbarpur? We had let our regular reps know that this was going to be a night when we encouraged them to submit reports in writing if they couldn't be here in person. So I expect some of these will be coming in writing for the newsletter. Well, there is somebody I know who is here for Mira Mesa. Oh, wait. Oh, she is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You step up on me. Okay, Dita is here. Welcome, Dita.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kia. I work for Congresswoman Jacobs, for those of you who don't know me. I've got just a couple of updates today, nothing too major. I'll keep it quick. A few updates from DC. So the Congresswoman recently just introduced a piece of legislation with some of her House colleagues. It's called the Child Safety and Wellbeing Act. It would establish a long overdue independent children's commission to advise Congress, agencies, and states on how best to support children's health, safety, well-being, and success in policymaking. The other piece of legislation is the Restore Military Families Voices Act, which would bar private military housing companies from imposing NDAs or non-disclosure agreements on their tenants as a condition for housing services. This legislation would put an end to practice, which currently allows companies to silence military families when they attempt to reveal or unsanitary housing conditions. As far as our office here in the district, I kind of went over this the last time I was here, but we have two opportunities happening So if you know a high school student interested in attending a service academy, information for how to apply for a nomination is found on our website. But you can also contact me directly and I can connect you with our military liaison who will be able to share some more information on that. And then our other opportunity is that our office is also accepting submissions for the Congressional App Challenge, and that is open to both middle school and high school students in the district. The competition is designed to inspire creativity among our students, and the deadline for that is October 24th. I don't know if I mentioned for the service academy nominations, but the deadline for that is November 2nd.
And have you worked through the counseling offices of each of the schools here?
So I believe our military liaison has. We actually had a service academy night last month. Thank you for everyone who was able to attend that. And we had representatives from all the service academies who came, and I believe our liaison
Was that here? Have you done it at high school?
yeah, I believe it was actually at Grossmont, the service academy night, but our liaison Kate, she actually has corresponded with a number of high schools in the district about that process. So the high schools are definitely aware. But yeah, if you know any high school students, then please do let them know. It's open for at least nominations for our office are open for another month or so.
And ROTC, I guess, you want to go through, yeah, make sure they know.
Indeed.
I'm not, my kids aren't in that, but I know there's obviously a lot of kids at Mira Mesa that are involved in ROTC and that.
Of course.
Question for the Children's Safety Commission that's being formed. Do you have a sense of who will be on it? What the makeup of the people will be on it?
Yeah, I can't share too much about legislation because it's actually not something that our district office does. That's all our DC team. So you definitely shoot me an email if you'd like all the information on the back table. Shoot me an email and I can see them. Thank you to some people who will give you more information on that. As far as I know, it's just been introduced, so it's